going, y'all? It's Joseph with Zarate Steelworks, and I'm excited to tell you about our brand new dual layer side skirt. That's right, folks. These right here are powder coated for durability, and what's great about these is that unlike most that are on the market, which are either plastic or fiberglass, these are made out of aluminum, which will work as a functioning skid plate for your Slingshot and last you a lifetime. Now go ahead and take a seat and follow along as we install these on our Slingshot. Now before we get started on this install, we're going to want to make sure we have all our tools ready. We're going to want to have to grab a drill. We're going to want to grab an impact driver. Along with that, we'll have a 5/16 for that impact and a 1/8 drill bit for that drill. You'll also be using the bolts supplied, your trusty Sharpie, tape measure, and the side skirts that you ordered. All right, folks, for our next step, we're gonna wanna get our Slingshot as high as possible. If you're as fortunate as us to have a hydraulic lift, that's great. If not, do not worry, it is okay. You can use a good sturdy jack with some good sturdy jack stands, because why? Safety first, folks. Getting this Slingshot high up in the air is gonna make the installation easy and comfortable for you, okay? Now, once we've got it up, you're gonna wanna get your tape measure and your marker, and you're gonna wanna come up under the Slingshot. Now, once we get up under the Slingshot, we're gonna go on this outside bar, and we're gonna measure 2 inches in. Once we measure 2 inches in, we're gonna do our best to center it, and we're gonna make our mark. Now, it is critical that we center this. Why? Because it might throw off the rest of them if you don't, okay? All right, folks, so now that we have our hole marked up and centered with that 2-inch measurement from the outside bar, we're gonna go and drill in, okay? Now, once we come up in here, we're just gonna go ahead and find that mark, and we're gonna start drilling in, folks. Take your time, because this is a delicate process. All right, so now that we got that drilled through, we're gonna take our impact with our 5/16 driver, y'all, okay? And it's gonna be utilizing the supplied hardware. And we're gonna take our side skirt, and we're not gonna drill all the way through. We're just gonna snug it up just enough, because this is gonna help us out later on in the install. So now that we got it up in there, we're just gonna snug it down a bit. Now, we don't want to tighten it up all the way. Why? Because like I said, we're gonna swing this side skirt around, and this is gonna help us mark out the rest of the holes that we have. So we have this here. Now we're lining it up across the bar. We have it centered, and you're gonna want to make sure that you go through every hole to make sure that it's centered the whole way down. So we're making sure that we're centered, and centered, folks. All right, folks, now before we continue drilling out the holes on the bottom of the Slingshot, we're gonna come outside and look at the clearance between the side skirt and the panel of itself. Now, it may look like it's real close, but don't worry, y'all, because once you snug these all the way down, it will bring it. But when you're taking your measurement of how this looks, we're gonna go ahead and come, and it'll be roughly about 3/8 of an inch right there. Now remember, if it is too close, that's why we didn't snug it all the way down on the bottom, because it's gonna allow us to go ahead and maneuver this side skirt in and out to make sure that we get that proper fitment. We got that, so let's go ahead and get our marker and mark those holes. All right, so we got one right there. And then the great thing about this, folks, is that if you don't happen to have somebody to help you out with this installation, this is gonna make it a lot easier for those people that end up working on their own. So let's continue all the way down marking those holes on that bar. And then once we've got it marked, we can go ahead and swing this out and continue to drill. All right, so we got one right there and a couple more down. And then you're just gonna snug this up against your Slingshot. We're gonna be going down that outside bar that we've been using through this whole installation process. All right, folks, so now that we got this here, when you go ahead and tighten it up, you're just gonna go ahead and tighten it as far so you receive tension. That way that you don't run the risk of messing it up, okay? Now here we go on to our next hole. And like I said, it's an easy process, y'all. Just jack up this Slingshot as fast as you can, and it'll go ahead and make it a heck of a lot easier for you. All right, and then last but not least, let's get that final one in for you. Awesome. So now that we've gotten that all snugged out, let's go ahead and step back and take a look at it. My gosh, I'll tell you what, folks, this sure does look good. All right, folks, so now that we've got this side skirt secured to the vehicle and looking proper, we're gonna go ahead and repeat the same process on the passenger side, okay? But it is critical that y'all utilize patience and take your time when doing this, because we wanna make sure that with this installation, we do it right, okay? All right, guys, now that we've got them installed on these Slingshots, let's go ahead and take them out for a ride and see how they look on the road. Now remember, you can order these today on ZarateSteelworks.com, and be sure to like and follow for more content and product releases. Y'all have a great day.